brake pedal is all mounted on proper ball races, so it's very, very smooth with no play in it. Right, this is a part of a Morris Minor torsion bar, which I'm actually using as an anti-roll bar. You can see that I've cut that off there because it was too long. So I've got the remains of the torsion bar there mounted in aluminium blocks, and there's plastic, no lubrication bearings in there. Now, onto the torsion bar slides, that's the end I've cut off, slides a tube with a fabricated bracket and a bar. Now that slides onto there and it's going to be held on, just bonded on with Loctite. Then there's a drop link here which attaches to there. Now the other side, because the Morris Minor has a splined end on, the torsion bar has a splined end on it, I could use a splined end from there. This end splines on. This slides on. And what happens, it provides a link between each side and it limits roll. The rear end also has a anti-roll bar made from the torsion bar on it. Again cut down, again in blocks, one end Loctited on, one end splined. And you can actually see this in operation this time. The other side's fixed. This should move up and down freely, but there's quite a lot of resistance there. I mean, it's far too stiff at the moment. The rear end only needs very, very little roll on it. So what I'll do is turn the torsion bar down to make it thinner, which will reduce the spring rate, make it softer. Here you can see the drop link, and then this goes down to slide-on bracket down there. By moving this bracket backwards and forwards along the bar, I alter the leverage, thus affecting the amount of work the bar does, make it stiffer and softer. This bracket, there's quite a lot of work in there.
So far.
The engine has been in, and now it's been out again. It went in so I could finalise position of all wires, such as that's the coil wire. I can then fix that on. Also wires for the injection, I know where they go. Pipe work, notice the little plug in the end of there. Screw that in to keep the pipes clean. And I'm just putting in some wires here for the dash display system. They'll monitor oil temperature and oil pressure.
Right.
All the pipes are now, these are the fuel pipes now finally in, clip there, which I was able to position when the engine was in. All these pipes now secured. All the P-clips are held in with Loctited bolts. That's a proximity sensor that will go on the prop shaft and it will measure the speed. The suspension's on, these are the rockers. Push rod pushes up there, transfers the force across the rocker to the damper, and the coil spring will sit on there. So when I lift, the advantage of this setup is that the wheel moves up 25mm, the damper moves down 25mm. If you have a normal inclined damper unit, which on a conventional car sits in, say, from there to there at an angle, you haven't got full wheel movement translating to full damper movement. The damper is an oil, it displaces oil inside its displacement device, so it needs as much movement as possible to control the car. Plus, at the rear, again, I've got the push rods, rocker, with dampers mounted inside. Looks a bit more unconventional this time because of the angle, but everything works in a straight line. And again, it's a 1-to-1 motion ratio. fuel tank is in, fuel out, fuel return, breather, wiring plug, fuel sender, which I've still got to put a wire to yet, and there's the fuel filler there. This, you see how there's polystyrene insulation in here, that's to insulate the tank. I'll also put polystyrene on top of here, cut around these items, again to provide insulation.
I've been away for a few weeks and a lot has happened during those 2 weeks. The front structure's on, the radiator's in, front dampers are in position, all the front suspension's on. The engine's in, so is the gearbox. Rear suspension units. The fuel tank is in, so is the battery. Exhaust pipe partially